What's up, G-Show land, and welcome to another episode of the G-Show podcast. I am G1, and this is the very first episode of Comics Cons. That's right. I've been wanting to do a comic book podcast for I don't know how long. And you know what? It's appropriate that it's Wednesday, and I figured, why the hell not? Things came out this week, and I needed to talk about it. And since the Geek Out this week is our 1-year anniversary, and we're watching GXK, good God, it's like I watched GXK today already. We're bringing this to you right now. I want to do this thing. It's probably not going to be weekly, probably not bi-weekly. I'm hoping monthly if I could get the crew together and get it together myself, because we are starting later than I wanted to anyway. I digress. That doesn't count. Let me introduce you to the co-host, the cohorts, my reading buddies, if you will, in this comic book club. Starting with Shin Rob. What's going on, my brother?
I'm emotionally defeated and don't want to go on any further.
I wonder why. And also joining us, my sib from another crib. We've been talking comics for years now. And maybe once or twice we did a comic book cast here and there. But I think this is the jump off point. What do you think? Gam Z1, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I'm thinking this is a pretty good jump off point. You know, just a dedicated thing just to get us going on simply comic books. You know, read, kids. We love reading around here. As for this week's episode, or this month's episode, I'm about 50-50, you know. One side is definitely more positive than the other.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. We'll get into that. Let's start off. I'm going to start off. I know you guys didn't read this, but I did. I read issue 6. I think it dropped last week. I didn't read comics for 2 weeks. So this week at work, I've been trying to sporadically read stuff. And when Gam said a certain book came out last week, I was like, okay, first on the hit list, I'm doing it. And as I was on my comic site looking for the comic, boom, I seen the other thing we're going to talk about today. I'm like, wow. So I read everything you see here. And I'm going to start with, I'm going to start with Absolute Batman. Oh, my God. To sum it up, there's 6 issues out right now. Issues 1 through 6 is freaking beautiful. Issue 4, the artist changed, but I think he did it on purpose because it's a flashback issue. And there's a couple of things that tie into what's going on at the moment, but it's a flashback issue. So I was like, all right, no big deal. The art changed a bit. But from start to finish right now, this first arc, Scott Snyder absolutely crushes Batman. Like, if you thought his new 52 run was something, not even close. Like, me personally, there's some really good stuff out of that new 52 that he did.
All right.
But this Absolute Batman is absolute batshit insanity. I absolutely love it. I'm going to stop saying absolute because it's absolutely grinding my fucking gears. I'm sorry I cursed. But check this book out. It's, I got to say it again, absolutely fantastic. and not the fantastic we're talking about later. But it's such a beautiful book, man. The artwork works.
Do they explain the elephant in the room, especially when it comes to this cover?
The giant Batman or the giant bat symbol on his chest?
The giant bat symbol on his chest.
Oh, right off the bat, issue 1. And I mean, I'm just going to spoil it now because issue 1's been out for 6 months. Dude, it is a hatchet.
Oh.
And he pulls a pipe out of his cape. It's magnetized, that thing straight, and he cuts a dude's hand off. And I'm just like, yeah, this Batman does that. I'm so down. And
I'm hella down too. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. And it's from Alfred's perspective. Alfred don't know him. This is a completely different take on Batman. And I highly recommend it. And I'm not even gonna lie, this thing blows my head off because I'm a Bat fanatic. But the Absolute Wonder Woman, check that out too, because my God, it is a beautiful thing to look at, and it is absolutely fun to read. It's so good. It's so good. Haven't read Absolute Superman yet. I read 1 issue, wasn't really feeling it, but I got to go back because I heard it's fantastic. And Absolute Flash came out last week, and I think Absolute Martian Manhunter came out this week.
Yeah,
And
there was an ad for it at the end of another comic we're talking about later.
which is how I found out. I was like, wait, what? And then I forgot I saw an ad for another one later on down the line. I think it might have been in Batman. It was in Batman. Hush. Where they're doing absolute Green Lantern. And I'm like, oh fuck, all right, I'm down. Because the guy that's doing it, Al Ewing, is the guy that's doing Venom, who did Immortal Hulk. Like Al Ewing, I really like the dude's style. He's a horror writer. It works for me. I'm digging that all new Venom.
So this is an all new universe. This Absolute universe.
All new, man. You know, like what they did with the Ultimate Universe in Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is that on steroids.
All right. I'm down about it.
You know how the Ultimate Universe, things were changed, right? There was a lot of things that were different.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Overall, it kind of vibed. It felt like, all right, this is Ultimate Spider-Man. This is the Ultimate X-Men. Maybe the Ultimates themselves kind of skewed off of the beaten path, but overall, it's the same flavor. No, the Absolute is not the same flavor at all. Batman ain't rich. I'll put it like that. Bruce Wayne.
Oh, all right.
It's crazy, man. I love that. 1000%. I say, put this on your pull list. Check this shit out every fucking time it comes out. I'm sorry I cursed again, but the Absolute Batman book, fantastic. Absolutely loved it. I cannot wait for issue 7. I can't wait for the trade to come out because it's going to be bought. But anyhow, none of y'all read any of these issues, right?
No.
I'm just going to say, it starts off with Black Mask, this first arc, and it is my favorite depiction of Black Mask.
Damn.
And not what you think. Like,
nice.
At all. It is absolutely crazy. Oh, I can't stop saying absolute. All right, so I'm going to get out of the absolute, and I'm going to talk about another Batman. This one is very important because, ladies and gentlemen, Hush 2 dropped today. Hush 2, issue 1, Batman 158, 159, I forget. And I wasn't really expecting much. I think I went on a rant at the end of February talking about how stupid this was in my book. Why are we doing this? In the unpopular opinion I had. Well, I'll be honest. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. For a jump off, you see the image right there, right? Look at what's going on. That's my man.
Joker's dead, bro.
Bro, it was so good. It was a very good intro to what's going on. I personally can't stand the character of Hush. I've said this before. To me, Hush should have absolutely been Jason Todd because he knew everything about Batman and Bruce Wayne. It shouldn't have been this brand new made-up character. It should have been Jason Todd coming back and haunting the shit out of Bruce Wayne Batman. That would have been fantastic. Hush 2 starts off, it kind of feels the same way that Hush 1 started off. Batman gets injured. You know, the only difference is in Hush 1, Batman damn near breaks his skull. But this is more about, like, the violation of the Joker. So I was like, this is crazy. The artwork's on point. As you can see there, Batman gets the fucking yellow symbol back. Like, that's in the book. They show you what happens to his outfit, his costume, the suit, and then he brings that back. The banter between Babs and Nightwing is pretty good. I think they made Nightwing just a tad bit hokey, for my opinion, but it was still good, all in all. Jeff Loeb is there. I love Jeff Loeb. Let's see if he rocks it. Jim Lee, as old as he's getting, I'll be honest with you, I hated the way he made the Joker look in Hush 1. Like, it was weird. Here, he kind of toned it down. He made him look like the Joker, and I was like, yes, I love it. But all in all, issue 1 to Hush 2, off to a decent start. I cannot wait to see what goes on because, to be honest with you, the Batman books as of late, especially Batman proper, man, I just haven't been feeling it. I mean, for the love of God, the writer is dope too. I like Chip Zdarsky, but he had Batman fall from the Watchtower in orbit all the way down into Earth's atmosphere and into the Arctic, damn near close to the Fortress of Solitude. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, listen, Batman can do a lot of fucking things, right? Batman can beat the Hulk in my book, but Batman cannot fall from space and survive. I'm sorry. Come on. But I digress. That's two, don't count. Anybody read the original Hush here?
Oh yeah.
I watched the freaking dub of it. Does that count?
Oh, you know what? I forgot. No, that was the Long Halloween. They didn't do Hush, right? In the comics. I mean, in the animated movies, right?
No, they didn't do Hush in the animated movies, I don't think.
Really? Damn. Why do I feel like they did?
I feel like they did too, for some strange reason.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I know they did Under the Red Hood.
They did Under the Red Hood, which was no, they did Hush. They
did
Hush. I remember because
I need to watch that. I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's good. It's actually really good, all things considered.
God damn, that was back in 2019. Fuck.
Damn.
Sheesh.
Yeah, like they took some liberties, from the comics, but that's okay. That works.
Now that specifically looks like the comedian Joker. Whatever happened to that Three Jokers arc thing? Did the comedian end up being the one that lived? Or
yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. Three Jokers
and now he's dead.
Fantastic guy. Guarantee Three Jokers is one of my all-time favorites. Jason Babcock, you're the best. Dawn says they did Hush. It was on HBO for a while. Thanks, Dawn, and welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. The Batman and Joker shippers are fucking eating right now with the amount of anguish that's on Batman's face right now.
Bro, and I specifically chose this image because of that. I'm so fucking dumb. Sorry for cursing again. This is a comic book show. But yeah, it's good. Recommended.
All right. Definitely.
Read it however you can. It's out there. I just hope, here's the deal. This is the thing that kind of freaks me out living in Vegas. In New York, there's a comic store, I want to say 20 minutes away, if that, on a bus ride. If you're in a car, 10 minutes, if that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a comic shop pretty much, I want to say to a neighborhood. I want to say. Out here, man, I got to travel about 25 minutes in the car to a comic shop that don't really sell single issues. They sell mostly trades.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want to go to a legit comic store that sells the good stuff, I got to go out of my way 35 minutes. I hate doing that. I hate doing that. And then on a Wednesday, right, after work, that's the thing that bothers me the most. Yeah, I could go and drive that, but after work, there's traffic out the wazoo, especially up in that area. It's crazy. And I'm like, damn. So I worry because I'm like, I do want to buy these issues, single issues. Like, I want to get this Hush 2 especially collected and put them back to back with my first Hush. But if I can't find them, then trade shall it be. I have no problems doing the trade with it because... right now I pretty much live off of the trades. But let's jump into something that really I had no business enjoying. Zero. I didn't even know this was coming out, to be honest. Gam's over here was like, this is happening, right? I'm like, no, it's not. He sent in an image, and I'm like, holy shit, okay. And that is
this is happening.
That's right.
Oh yeah, this is happening,
bro.
Peak callback.
This I read this first this morning, and it took me a couple of hours to read it because work was crazy. Work was nuts. But man, when I tell you, and I don't read the Sonic the Hedgehog comics, but when I tell you this just flowed right.
Really it did. Granted, at the end of the day, it was just really an introductory issue, establishing and introducing all the characters to each other and establishing the main overarching villain and the stakes. And in doing that, it did a very good job.
So how long did you know about this?
I knew about this for months because Sega did a Sonic Central, which is basically like a Sonic set, like revolved around version of like a Nintendo Direct.
Okay.
And they announced this crossover not with like the comic itself, but with artwork of all the Sonic characters dressed up as the DC characters they get paired with in this comic.
Oh.
So Sonic looked like the Flash, Shadow looked like Batman, Knuckles looked like Superman, etc., etc. And really, what really started this was this animated teaser of Shadow coming out of like it almost looked like the animated like Batman the Animated Series opening with some thugs hitting up a convenience store, and then the store blows up, and then they go into an alleyway, and it looks like Batman's about to get them, but out comes Shadow dressed as Batman, and then he goes towards the camera, and then it says DCX Sonic.
Fantastic.
That is really freaking good. Rob, you read this today, did you?
No.
Oh, you're missing out so bad.
I plan on it. It's just, yeah.
The character dynamics is so good. Like, they could have easily, because main character energy, paired Sonic with Superman, but the fact that they paired Sonic with the Flash and have them banter off of each other is so fucking peak.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at this image right here.
Darkseid with the Chaos Emerald, bro. What a fucking time to be alive.
He even says the line, bro. You know the line. He says the line.
Darkseid?
Darkseid, bro.
What line? I don't know. What line are we talking about here?
It all starts with this. A jewel containing the ultimate power.
Oh, now I gotta read it.
Yo, dude, Ian Flynn knows his shit for both Sonic and fucking DC now. Like,
Ian Flynn is writing this?
Yep, Ian Flynn himself is.
Fuck.
This is where I was like, okay, I'm automatically in. All right. What? Well,
Now, if you don't know, Ray, Ian Flynn, he was brought on to write the Sonic comics back when Sonic was being published by Archie Comics.
okay.
And he's been sticking with the series ever since. Even when the series moved to IDW, they friggin' kept all the same writers, and and Ian came along with them, and he even earned such a reputation that he's now writing the games themselves.
Goddamn right.
So basically, he's like the Larry Hama of G.I. Joe to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Basically. So I don't want to get too spoilery for Rob's sake, but like all of the dynamics make sense, and the dialogue choices and like the questions that the DC characters ask the Sonic characters is just on point. And you'll see locations and callback references to like Sonic CD and freaking Sonic Advance.
Right.
So it's Ian Flynn's usual shtick of knowing his shit when it comes to the lore and using it to the best of his ability.
That, see, to me, that works. It works. And in the DC universe, using Darkseid of all freaking things, I think it adds a certain gravitas to, you know, the cute fuzzy little animals in the Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, it adds stakes because this is Darkseid we're talking about.
Now, you had shared an image earlier in the week, and I was like, oh shit, that's so freaking dope. I'll put that up in a minute. But I was like, all right, I'm gonna read this. But I was automatically sold as soon as the cover You know, as soon as I pass the cover and I see this, and you just look at the font used for Chaos Crisis. First off, Chaos Crisis, chef's kiss. I love it. I love it. But look at the font. Is the font for Crisis on Infinite Earths. Is the Crisis font itself. And I saw that, and I was like, this is automatic. I would buy this. Like, I'm not even.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is a pickup when it comes out in trade. It's automatic.
And shout out to the artist, Adam Bryce Thomas. He draws the Sonic characters so well. I think he's been doing the main IDW Sonic comics for a while now. And his depictions of DC's characters, Superman and all that, they look so goddamn good. Like this wonderful yet not uncanny valley merging of like traditional comic book art and Sonic's more anime-esque style.
Yes.
I think the
really
chili
worked.
dog looked better.
It really worked. You know, first off, I love the name of this dark side head thing, the Ragna Rock.
Yeah. And it kind of looks like a death egg, so double points.
I was like, where did they really going all in? So I was like, that if not a death egg, it looks like a mad ball.
Yeah.
It does look like a mad ball.
I'd buy that one too, I swear.
Oh yeah.
But seeing this thing when they go to what was it, Angel Island? Where does Knuckles live?
Knuckles lives on Angel Island, yes.
Oh man. I'm not gonna spoil everything. That's why I don't have I didn't put a bunch of panels on this thing. But that page, that sequence was really dope. Knuckles was beating the shit out of Parademons. Like, come get me. But he was sweating, and I loved that. I was like, this is crazy. All right, hear me out. You know, guys, I don't play the Sonic games where they talk, right? The last games I played was, you know, old school Sonic. I never really watched the cartoons like that. So the only voices I really know are from the movies and the Knuckles show. So that's how I heard Idris Elba reading this.
Fair enough.
Yes.
How did you hear Sonic games? Because I know you're the fan.
Well, for me, I heard it in the game voices because as the fan base would know, the IDW Sonic comics are actually canon to the games. So I hear Roger Craig Smith. I hear Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Tails. Thankfully, she's Tails in both the movies and the games, so you don't have to change there for Tails. Amy is voiced by what the hell is her name? Linda Robinson?
I just put like
I want to say
regular, like a generic anime female voice to her when I was reading her.
Fair enough. And Knuckles, he doesn't sound as tribal and as deep as Idris Elba portrays him in the games. He's still deeper than Sonic, but he has a pretty neutral accent in the games. Okay. And as for Shadow, I mean, Kirk Thornton's performance is vastly different from Keanu Reeves's. I'll say that.
Gotcha. And I heard
Jason Statham.
Wait, what?
I just hear Jason Statham whenever I read a Shadow panel or something. I just hear Jason Statham.
No.
That's funny.
Wait, really? Don't do that to me because now I'm gonna hear it and not. I like the Keanu Reeves thing, especially here.
Absolutely.
This right here. This was the panel.
This page is peak. Okay, just the fact that Batman off kilter first look knew that Shadow lost someone, could not protect her, and all that. World's greatest detective right there. Peak Batman writing.
And then the scene where they all go off with, you know, an individual hero and an individual Sonic hero.
They're on the bikes, bro.
And they're not saying a thing. Everybody's talking in every panel. Hey, this is cool. Hey, this. And when it's Shadow and Batman, they're just driving. They're not saying a damn thing. I said, that's dope. That's dope because I got a little bit of Shadow from the movie. I don't know. I got him. But this right here, this panel, I was in, man. In. especially when he tells Superman, "I'll handle this." he told when Shadow was like, "Yo, I'm not fucking with you guys. I'm out."
No, I don't have time for this.
I don't have time. Yeah, Batman was like, "I'll handle this." By the way, here's a thing that might upset some people. I didn't get upset. Superman says, "Hi, I'm Superman. I stand for truth, justice, and the right way to live," or something like that.
Yeah, not the American way.
Not the American way. And I was like, "Yep, I could see people trying to get mad at that."
I haven't heard much from the DC fandom about this comic. I've heard a lot from the Sonic fandom and their fucking brain dead takes on Twitter. But
what's some of your favorite?
Oh, dude, people saying that Sonic's not cocky. What?
It's nothing but.
Excuse me? The same dude that raced a Formula One race car cop backwards while fucking smirking at him the entire time? No, sir. That's a cocky bastard.
Yeah, you know what I really liked? After the team-ups, it was like at the end of the issue, actually. He's not calling him Flash anymore. He's calling him Red. And Flash is calling him Blue. And I was like, I like that.
That's good. I will say there's a lot of debate on which Flash this is, if it's Barry or Wally. I'm on Team Wally because of what he called Sonic at first.
Oh, right. I didn't get that reference until you posted, and I didn't pull the pic, so we're not going to show it.
It's all right. But apparently, Wally West like imagined some character that's like just a ripoff of Sonic, and his name's like Crackle. He's like made out of electrical energy or some shit, and he's apparently more of a Green Lantern character than he is a Flash character. Funnily enough,
shit. I tell you, this is
the research you do when one of your favorite things crosses over with another favorite thing.
Right. Which is crazy, right? Like, I was shocked. I cannot lie. You tell me 3 years ago that this is something that I want, and I'd be like, nah, I would never read that. Are you kidding me? And the artwork looks good and all, and I'd be all right because I'm like, the art looks good, but I'm like, nah, that's not something I want to read. But then you get something again, like this panel, and I'm all like, damn, that's so deep, I gotta read it. And then after seeing this panel, I was like, again, this is the first page of the book. And it was the fonts that got me, and I was like, I'm in. I'm a son of a bitch. You got me already. I don't care how this turns out. You got me. This crossover works for me in a billion different ways.
Me too.
You know, in an age where we've seen Godzilla versus the Power Rangers. What? What? Where we got Ninja Turtles versus the Power Rangers. Where we got Ninja Turtles Batman. In this age we're living in, where properties that are not comic book stuff, but are comic books now, are crossing over with comic book proper, and they're working, is insane. Now, granted, the Power Rangers Godzilla one, that's not in that picture. They're two, you know what I'm saying? They're media. They're television, movies.
Yeah.
But in terms of what they've done with the comics and how they expanded Power Rangers, at least, the Godzilla Power Rangers crossover freaking works. The Power Ninja Turtles works, you know? I mean, for crying out loud, they're doing the Ninja Turtles and He-Man, Masters of the Universe. I haven't read it, but the toys look good, so it's working. And again, Batman versus the Ninja Turtles. Listen, wow.
And not to mention just general DC, like this crossover with Sonic, they did the Justice League and the Power Rangers as well.
Wait a minute. That's right. Holy shit. Did I finish reading that? Oh, fuck. I forgot all about that. I got some work to do this weekend, boys.
You got some homework to do, bro. Got some reading.
You know what happened? And we're gonna tap into this in a minute because this one deserves a whole half hour. But you know what happened? The Avengers Transformers crossover happened back in 2000, whenever Michael
It
came
did.
out with that shit, right? And I was so amped for this book, being a diehard Transformer fan and really liking the Avengers. And this is, this is before Avengers came out in the movie theaters, right? I think they were just doing shit. I don't even think Iron Man came out yet, but I could be wrong.
Oh shit! So this was like 2007 then.
Yeah, it might have been like 2005, but I remember like, this is it. This is dope. I am so down. And it let me down. So whenever there's like a Marvel crossover with certain things, I get timid. Now, Wolverine versus Predator really works. I really dug it. I did. I was like, damn, this is good. Predator versus Black Panther, I don't think I got past issue 2. I'm looking forward to the Spider-Man one. But Marvel, for whatever reason, sometimes it just don't work. You know where it worked? The Marvel team up, Spider-Man and Invincible.
Yeah, that worked. I read that issue.
That worked. When Invincible is in the Marvel universe, the MCU, the 616, and he calls Thor Fabio Man.
That was so funny.
I said, holy Robert Kirkman, baby. Holy Robert Kirkman. Oh my God. But yes, that's why I'm weirded out with Marvel. Like when they do crossovers, I get nervous. Because the last best crossover I read from Marvel was JLA Avengers. And
But hey, at least DC does good crossovers.
They do. I mean, for crying out loud, we got the Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. And I'm just sitting here like, feed me more. And that's coming back. Yeah, the sequel, which looks fantastic. But this right here, I cannot lie. Rob, you got to read this. This is something I will absolutely purchase and trade. No doubt about it. The jump off to this was fantastic. And they just, for me at least, man, I went, Tails and Cyborg complimenting each other. When Cyborg tells Tails, bro, your setup is crazy because you had no idea the type of tech I carried with me, and yet I can integrate with your system. Oh, that was dope. I was like, shit like that was dope. Or what's her name? Amy?
Yeah.
Amy in a flying car with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's like, you got a flying car? He was like, you can fly. And Wonder Woman's like, yeah, but I like to, drive or something like that. I have an invisible jet. What? Oh,
you have an invisible jet?
It was like, okay, that's what I wanted to ask before we get to the next topic. Who was the Silver Hedgehog? I was completely caught off guard.
Okay, so Silver the Hedgehog debuts in what is arguably the worst video game ever made, Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. And oh boy, so he's a hedgehog from the future, right? A ruined future. And he goes back in time to try and fix that future. And in the game, Sonic 06, that involves trying to kill Sonic because he got tricked by an evil demon.
Wow, that was a sentence. Jesus.
Right.
Indeed. And you know exactly what I'm fucking talking about, too.
Unfortunately.
But, that game erased itself from the timeline, so where does Silver fit into this new timeline where Sonic 06 didn't happen? Well, Eggman took over the world in a game called Sonic Forces, and that made Silver have the need to go back in time and undo that so that his timeline's not screwed by Eggman and his descendants. And I won't get into what his descendant's name is because I want us to stay family friendly.
Okay.
Rob knows what I'm talking about.
Unfortunately.
So Yeah, that's why he's around now, so that he's just kind of a mainstay now. After he came from the future in Sonic Forces, he just kind of never went back to his own time. So he's just kind of here.
Okay.
And
Well,
he's psychic.
I definitely liked the interaction between him and Jon Stewart. I was digging the shit out of that.
I like that it's Jon Stewart in particular. It really gives me Justice League Unlimited vibes with what the cast is.
Yeah, absolutely. And they just you replace Aquaman or you replace Martian Manhunter with Cyborg.
You're golden.
Yeah, you're missing Hulk Girl though. You are.
You are. Yeah.
But I guess you gotta have as many furry critters. I'm sorry, I don't want to say that. You gotta have as many Sonic All-Stars. And I don't know how many would actually fit that vibe. But anyway. Absolutely hopefully great series. Great crossover.
I mean, I don't know about anybody else. I don't know about you, Rob, but I feel like Hawk Girl would play well with Cream and Cheese. Or maybe Rouge.
Yeah, I was initially gonna say Rouge.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to see them bounce off one another.
Indeed. Though Martian Manhunter's kind of tough to find like a Sonic pairing with. Maybe Big?
Who's an alien?
Shadow.
And
he's already paired with Batman.
Yeah. That already works.
Definitely not Big, because all that motherfucker do is fish and lose his frog.
That's true. I guess the closest would be Omega, but he's a soulless robot.
We're gonna hurt ourselves trying to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's get into what we're really here for, honestly.
The other crossover.
Good Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, you know it, I know it, we all know it. Godzilla has now broke the fucking multiverse in several different versions of the multiverse. He's broken the grid. He's broken the multiverse in DC. He's broken the multiverse now in Marvel. Godzilla can't be stopped. He's broken his own multiverse several times. Okay? We've got the K-Size series coming out. This is what Godzilla does. He's no longer a force of nature. He's a force of the multiverse. Unfortunately, not all of them could be bangers. Okay?
Not all of them could be bangers.
Sometimes you get a Godzilla versus Power Rangers 2. Yeah, I just say. And I didn't finish reading that. Just the art was really sloppy. And you said it was the same artist as the first one?
Yeah.
Felt like he wasn't trying, or there was a really bad deadline. Something was up with that.
I could see the deadline.
Definitely, because I just felt I just thought it felt rushed. But here we are. Godzilla versus Marvel. Something that, in all honesty, makes so much sense. Godzilla's been a part of Marvel since what, 1977?
Yeah.
Then gone. Yeah. They turn him into something else. But the fact is, Godzilla was there.
Actually, I think it was 76 going into 77 because it was 24 issues, so it was 2 years.
Okay. And here he goes. He's back. He's back in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, which Marvel universe though? Like, what the fuck?
I think it's the 616. I'm gonna be honest.
It's gotta be, because it references like prime canon 616 material. Fantastic Four issue number 50, bro.
Yeah, they did. They really went in and did that. Here's my favorite cover of this whole thing. I saw this cover and I was like, this is my favorite cover of this.
This cover is actually a reference to one of the first panels in the original Marvel Godzilla run.
Oh, nice. What I love about this is there's no Fantastic Four hit. Except in the marquee. And I wish it would have stayed like that. I'm going to be honest with you guys. And I wish it would have stayed like that. I wish there was no Fantastic Four in this book. Because listen, you're going to come out the gates of Godzilla versus the Marvel Universe, and you start with Marvel's first family, and you give us the crap. I'm sorry. You give us the crap we got. This book was fucking terrible. This cover was the best part of this book, and it's just one of the variants because who the artist? I think this is Arthur Adams. It looks like Arthur Adams.
I'm not sure.
It looks like Arthur Adams. At the end of the book, they gave us the rundown of the artist and the different covers, and I didn't really like go through it the way I should have, but it definitely has Dark Horse Arthur Adams vibes to it. So I'm gonna say, and it's
definitely better than what Godzilla looks like in the interiors.
Oh, you mean of this guy? Oh, this is the first panel. This is not the first panel of the book. Godzilla invaded Tokyo, and the Fantastic Four went to go help Japan stop this mess. But the brilliant scientist Dr. Serizawa was able to defeat Godzilla, sacrificing his own life.
So this is officially part of the Millennium series, where only 54 is canon.
Oh my God! You see that? You see this artwork? Listen. John Romita Jr., I do love and respect you 20 years ago. What you did on Spider-Man 20 years ago, God bless the United States of America. The 9/11 Spider-Man book, like all of that. I remember it as if it was yesterday. That run with Ezekiel, yeah, there's some hit and miss panels, but overall, fantastic. Your World War Hulk, not many people like it. For whatever reason, I absolutely adored your box-looking Hulk. You brought a fucking gravitas to an enraged Hulk coming back to Earth to destroy everybody.
Oh, dude, that panel in World War Hulk where he got so mad he turned back into Bruce Banner, but like he looked like he was a Super Saiyan or some shit with a giant green aura. That was peak.
And then you draw Godzilla, my favorite freaking thing. Come on, man! Like this is the first foray back into Marvel, and this is what we get.
Dude, there is no depth to that side profile whatsoever. Godzilla looks like a 2D drawing.
Absolutely. Now, there were some panels, and I couldn't find them. I really wanted to put them up here. I couldn't find them. Where it looked like the Imperial Godzilla from right? It's the Imperial one, right?
Yeah, that fucking thing.
It looked like he was referencing that, at least in two panels that caught my attention off the bat. And I was like, oh, that looks like the toy I got when I was a kid. But this thing is, good God Almighty. And if this is like how it jumpstarts Godzilla in New York City.
And I get what they were trying to go for with the writing, making it seem like it was a Fantastic Four comic book straight out of the 60s. But dated comic book writing is still dated comic book writing.
Which is one of those things where I was banging my fucking head into my marble desk at work. Crack, crack, crack. Why am I reading this? When Johnny Storm is like, your big, what do you call him? Chrome, stone chrome or some stupid thing, stone dome, or the ever-loving blue-eyed things coming to your rescue. I'm like, God, Jesus. You know what? There's a panel in this book where Reed Richards' neck is elongated for no fucking reason.
None.
And I got scared to death because I'm like, this movie's coming out in July. Are you fucking kidding me? It really made me realize how goofy and dumb, and I'm sorry, but it is, how goofy and dumb the Fantastic Four really are.
Yeah, it does not put it in a good light.
At all. It's like terrible. The Thing I get, if the Thing wants to make Thing jokes, then by all means, do your thing. Wow. But fuck me, bro. This is your first foray back with the King of the Monsters, and you give us this, and don't get me started on what comes next. I didn't want to spoil nothing. I don't have the panels, but I'm going to put this one up because this was dumb. The Fantastic Punch!
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
Honestly, the only thing I think that's worse about Godzilla's overall look in this comic is the fact that he practically changes every other page.
Yeah.
It feels like there's more than one Godzilla in the book, because what Bro looked like in the last slide isn't how he looks at the end of the issue, like at all.
At all.
Dude, you're preaching nothing but truth. Keep going.
It's true. And I know we were about to talk about it, but what the fuck happened with Ghidorah?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. Buddy, what the fuck was that?
See, they don't even have the I'm looking it up right now because oh my God, I wanted to put that panel up so bad. They don't have it.
It's like a really twisted version of like, what if we streamlined Showa King Ghidorah into a more organic looking creature?
Yeah, or like this weird stretched out mishmash of GMK Ghidorah and Showa Ghidorah.
It doesn't work. And Godzilla giving him a hug and his skin peeling off and turning gold, it's just okay.
You know, that was it.
That was the thing.
I mean, I will say, like, the idea of Ghidorah being a Herald of Galactus has potential, but with this 60s ass writing, it does not live up to it.
No, at all. You're absolutely right. At all. I'm going to literally, if I can, let's do this. Oh, it doesn't work that way. Damn it, Jim. Man, if I work it this way. See,
maybe if you work it that way.
Damn it. I want to get this image. Okay, I guess this is the best we're gonna get it. I'm gonna post the image. I'm gonna screenshot this here. This is God, it's so fucking bad. It's so fucking bad. It really makes me sick to my stomach when I tell you I see this shit. I'm like, wait, what is this? What is it? But go ahead. Talk more about this while I get this going.
Absolutely. Like, I can't understate enough. Like, this literally, like, for nostalgia purposes, right? Because, like, they wrote the Fantastic Four just like this in the Godzilla comic book back in the 70s. They did. They had a lot of the same dialogue. There was even some callbacks to the dialogue that they had when they first fought Godzilla in the 70s. But, like, why was the Silver Surfer even there? Like,
because you needed a herald to fight a herald. By the way, all right, here we go. I got it. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Oh, God. And it's not the full panel because I couldn't blow up the screen that big, but... First thing I thought of when I saw this pose in this comic was fabulous.
Like, bro is trying to get into vogue with that fucking pose, bro.
Can we talk about how, like, noodle thin his neck looks?
Yeah, dude.
On
like,
what? It's like he's like a snake.
It's like a cobra hood. Yeah.
This is why I sat there this morning reading this, and I could not believe it. I was like, wait, what? This is what you start off with? This. You know, You know, DC did the MonsterVerse, right? You know they fucking crushed it, right?
And here you have Toho Godzilla with a much deeper lore and a much bigger rogues gallery, and you give us this.
I tell you right now, and this is what gets me mad at Marvel. They haven't really blown the doors off in the past couple of years in terms of, let's say, artists. And I'm not saying that they don't have them. They do. But you can't look at this crossover, and this is something that's always weighed heavy on my mind when it comes to Godzilla. It's like, oh, we're a bigger brand, so we don't give a fuck. And this is what we're going to do if we ever get the rights to do something like this.
Yeah.
And I look at this, and again, I'm like, yo, John Romita Jr., what is that? What is that? And that's not even the worst. There are way worse panels with Godzilla and him fighting that I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, literally, one panel, there's no detail in Ghidorah's faces whatsoever. They just look like triangles. And I said, like, what is this? You can't.
What is this treatment to these iconic ass characters?
And then it gets to the point of fucking farce, and you're like, well, I would never, this is stupid. Why would I want to buy this? Look how dumb it looks. And as Godzilla fans, we sit here and we're like, we're in this fucking Renaissance period, and we're like,
all right,
I can't fucking argue with these people because it's fucking stupid, and that's what gets me mad at Marvel.
All right. Let's talk about this. Who had the worst art? Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters, Godzilla Oblivion, or this?
What was Kingdom of Monsters again?
It was the very first IDW Godzilla comic from back in 2011, the one with the terrible art, and it had like that soldier guy that was escorting a little girl, and they had Mechagodzilla.
Okay, so here's the deal with that one. Didn't that one start off with Phil Hester? I swear to God, if that one started off with Phil Hester, and then the art changed. Yeah, because that's a Phil Hester.
Yeah, it changed. It changed around like issue 9, something like that.
That artist fucking ruined it. But Phil Hester had a dope design. I like Phil Hester personally. Like, I do. I like his art. And I liked his Godzilla. I liked how that started off with Statham.
Yeah.
His name was, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh no, not that Godzilla comic book with the Jason Statham look-alike story. The one before that comic book.
No, yeah, but no, he was in that.
No, he wasn't.
You sure?
I am very sure. I own the comics.
With the Mechagodzilla?
Yeah.
I own the comics too.
The guy who was in that comic went on to be in Rulers of Earth. He skipped that middle part with the Jason Statham guy.
Oh, you're right. Yes, because that guy had hair. Right.
Yeah, right. That guy had hair.
It's all coming back to me now. Right. That's right. The American.
Yeah. So which one's worse? The second half of Kingdom of Monsters, Godzilla Oblivion, or this?
Godzilla Oblivion was
the one where there was a world with no monsters, and then they opened a portal to a world of monsters, and oh boy, monsters came through the portal.
Yeah, I remember that one. I do. If I'm not mistaken, that was a Josh Fikolov who wrote that. If I'm not mistaken.
It was a terrible story with even worse art.
It was. You're not lying. You're not lying. And again, that's where I get mad. It's like, yo, you've got this fucking property. You got this franchise. You got Godzilla. Dark Horse knew what to do with Godzilla. They did right by him. They had Arthur Adams was fantastic in the art. And then because think about it. What did they do? They brought the manga over for Godzilla 84.
Mm-hmm. And then they made their own thing with the stone tablet and the call.
The call, yes. That was so good.
And then they did the color special by Arthur Adams. And then they started the actual book which jumped off that original 1984 Stone Tablet The Call comic.
Yep.
And they liked the color special so much that even though it was not the same artist, they went right up to that artist and said, "Hey, you see this Arthur Adams? Do that."
And again, they incorporate G-Force and all that fun stuff,
Mm-hmm.
No, that's why that's my favorite Godzilla Ultimate. That's why that's my favorite Godzilla Ultimate, because
Oh yeah,
they nailed it.
the bloody mouth. We love it.
But and that's my problem. It's like, what is worse art? I'm gonna go. Hear me out. I'm gonna say this, and the reason why I say this, because the other art, it's atrocious, but it's IDW, right? They just got the license for Godzilla, and who is honestly buying that? Us.
Yeah.
This is Marvel. There's no excuse.
There's none. Dude, like, this is supposed to be one of the crossover events of the century, along with, Godzilla versus Kong versus Justice League, and fucking even DC X Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, it's supposed to be the big crossover event of 2025, and we get this.
We get this. Because here's the deal. At the end of this year, or towards the end of this year, DC and Marvel are going to start having crossovers again. Do you think the art is going to be done like this? Do you think John Romita is going to do the artwork? No, there's no fucking way. Look at this. What is that? I've got fucking Super 7 reaction marathons that look better than this. This is terrible.
Bro's looking at the reader. He ain't even looking at the Statue of Liberty.
Maybe that's what it is. It's meta. He's looking at us. It's like, I'm coming to get you next.
Kill me. Kill me.
That's actually fucked up and funny at the same time. But this is terrible. This is so terrible. And again, I didn't even get into the writing. The writing is so hokey as fuck. I hate it. Rob, your thoughts on this entire first issue?
I mean, I thought it was pretty cool that it took place during a major conflict. I thought that in and of itself was interesting. I had a hard time really realizing what the fuck I was reading. And, normally I'm all about the hokey dialogue and everything, but there's doing it with style and there's doing it just to do it, which is another thing we're going to be touching on at a different time Friday. And I think what really put me off originally was just Godzilla's design and then eventually Ghidorah. But like I mentioned before, it's just the inconsistency in how he looked. Sometimes he was a big thickum like this. Other times he looked like a fucking Trendmaster's bendy Godzilla figure. He's all thin and shit. It's weird because I do enjoy the colors. There are a couple of pages where the colors really pop out. But in the entirety of like reading through the comic and then, having Ghidorah show up, there was never a sense of, oh, that's right, Ghidorah is the Herald of Galactus. It was just like, what in the goddamn fuck is that thing? He's got long legs, like, yeah, like seeing that, it wasn't like it was a
what?
It was
what the fuck is this? Is this King Ghidorah or is this the unwanted adopted child at the fucking precinct? Like, what the dog? The first thing I asked you, Ray, before this even started, because I am completely out of the loop, I asked you, is this the first of the Marvel Godzilla thing or whatever? And you were like, yep. And that pretty much just summed up my feelings. Like, wow. Way to try and rip a fart and shit yourself during fucking Sunday Mass, because, boy, this sucks.
It's really crazy, too. The artwork for Godzilla versus Spider-Man looks really good. I haven't really seen much of the Hulk. Just the covers for the Hulk and the Thor, but I've seen interior art for the Spider-Man one, and I'm like, that is, yes. But you know what? Now that I think about it, I think it's Arthur Adams. I think it's Arthur Adams.
We'll see when the comic drops.
Spider-Man comic. Oh.
Why does King Ghidorah look like this?
It's,
Look at how long his fucking legs are.
Look how skinny his fucking legs are.
All right, no, this guy's name's Nick Bradshaw. Okay. Well, whatever you do, Nick, it is working. It's working better than poor John Romito over here doing this fabulous. I swear to God, I seen this pose and I was like, what is that? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
I wonder if they're going to... I wonder if they're going to continue with this trend of it just taking place in Marvel during the 60s.
No, I think it definitely time jumps.
Oh, okay.
It definitely
okay.
Hopefully it art jumps too.
Oh, it has to. Yeah, no, yeah. This is just the Fantastic Four. And again, listen.
This is just showing me that if the Spider-Man book is that much better, like art-wise, then that just tells me that Marvel just doesn't give a fuck about the Fantastic Four.
And they should, considering they got a fucking movie coming out this year.
And they need a win badly.
And yeah. This ain't it. Like, y'all already know. I was already on a fence with that. I was like, I didn't really care about the trailer. I didn't care about it. It did not make me want to see this movie. Galactus, cool, no doubt. Thumbs up. They fucking make Galactus. But outside of that, I could care less. Nothing in there got me fucking rock hard, pardon the pun. And then I see this, and you start this shit off. You take Godzilla and you slop him into this mess. Oh, God. I mean...
Like the only thing I'm going to give this, is that it's not traced. Thank God it's not traced, but at the same time, do better.
But you know what? That's a great point. I want to bring that up too. But here's the deal. Whether it's traced or not, it still looks vastly better.
Oh, no, that's not traced.
No, I'm not saying this. No. I know you're talking about. I'm talking the Godzilla versus Kong versus the Justice League stuff.
Yeah, most of the MonsterVerse comics are traced.
Yeah, but those still look vastly better.
They do, admittedly.
So I don't know. I think they both suck comparatively.
Oh. See, I don't mind the tracing. I don't, personally. Some of them.
I have a problem with tracing, personally. Especially tracing Godzilla. Like, come on, dude.
I have a problem with tracing in DC, and I have a problem with tracing especially with Marvel. Because Marvel's had an issue with that for a while now.
I even have an issue with tracing in Dragon Ball, because Toyotaro is known to trace, like, fucking Marvel and DC panels for his Dragon Ball Super comic.
Oosh.
I don't know. Well, at least we could say this ain't traced.
Yeah, this ain't traced, but it's terrible.
Yeah, it ain't traced, but it ain't based either. It's a piece of shit. It is frustrating to no end that this is the jump off.
Yeah.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for this inaugural episode of Comics Cons. We are them. And hopefully this becomes a monthly thing where we could just yap about the comics. I'm pretty sure we will, because every month we're going to get a new Godzilla Marvel thing. We're going to get another Sonic DC thing. And, Batman Hush 2 is going to on. There are plenty of things to talk about. Power Rangers. A billion things to talk about. And we shall talk about them. So that'll do it. I want to thank the co-host, the cohort, starting with you, Rob. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me. It was a joy. And for the next time, I will make sure I read more.
Oh, wait, real quick. Rob, do me a favor.
What's up?
Just a random question I want to throw at you real quick.
Okay.
Could you ask if they would ever make this version of Godzilla?
I have a feeling Brian Flynn would likely look at this and then look at me if I asked that question and probably just like not even say anything and just be like,
You cut off.
he's just like, yeah, no more questions from you, Italian. Get the fuck out of here.
You're done.
Robbie Buttafuoco over here.
Yeah,
I'm about to be Robbie Buttafuoco off the fucking stream.
but yo, thanks for joining me, man.
Thank you for having me. It's always a joy and a pleasure. Can't wait for Friday.
Friday's gonna be fun.
Is it?
If this art is any indication, this is Friday. Oh, no, I'm lying.
At least I'll be drunk.
This is Friday.
Oh boy.
Thank you, brother, for joining my sibling.
Oh, absolutely. I need to read more, and this will give me a reason to read more. So definitely, I'm going to be keeping on top of all these crossovers. I even have a bunch of stuff in the back tank to talk about, like IDW Sonic or the current state of IDW Godzilla and things like that. I hope that we can continue this Comics Cons train going.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you nailed it. The Godzilla stuff coming out. It's gonna be that's gonna be an episode. So.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on our very first episode of Comics Cons, because that's who we are. We'll see you on Friday, where we watch Godzilla X Kong for its 1 year anniversary. Our 1 year.
I'm the only one that's excited here.
Anniversary.
Yeah.
King Ghidorah, how do you sound in Marvel?